What is going on, guys? Fellow members of the Manga Alert Nation. I'm one of your proud hosts, Old Shaman.
Believe
Joining
it.
us today, we have... Jesus, can I even get to the opening monologue? Play the fucking theme song.
If you believe it.
Naruto, Naruto, believe it, believe it.
Anyways, welcome back, guys. We had the wonderful German opening of Naruto as our theme song this week. Such a beautiful play of words, I would have to say. What a beautiful opening. Anyways, before I was rudely interrupted by Gear Third Manga, joining us tonight we have is Apollo Graye, first-time host here on the podcast. Please introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Paul Graye. I'm an absolute cuck. Nice to meet you.
It's true. Taz couldn't make
What
it
a
today.
beautiful monologue.
Taz actually lost his channel after uploading porn, so...
Oh yeah, he got...
That was a good day.
He got flagged multiple times by probably...
Wait, did he really?
Oh shit. Not allowed to say that.
He may have gotten flagged, who knows?
Oh shit.
Damn it. Alright, Gear, you're gonna have to censor... You're gonna have to bleep out some names in this podcast again.
Yeah, not the first time I've had to do that.
Yeah. Alright. Anyways, so today we are going to be talking about Naruto. What a awesome series this is. Naruto, finally over, right? Oh wait, Boruto, just kidding. They wanted to do that on us. They wanted to pull a fast
And
one.
don't worry, next is Zoruto.
Zoruto?
Zoruto, the next generation, unleashed.
Right. It'll just never
More like the
end.
next generation squared.
Then they'll remake Naruto with updated visuals.
Pretty
Ooh,
much.
Naruto,
That'll be one
Naruto in
45.
4K. Beautiful. Love to see that. Anyways, I think I don't know, when it comes to shonen, I guess people kind of refer to the big three as sort of their iconic moments and what they got into. It was either Naruto, One Piece, or Bleach. Personally, for me, Naruto was one of the first series I sort of introduced myself to. So I think a way that I got myself involved in the series was watching it in the days of Cartoon Network when it was on Toonami.
Yes,
and,
sir.
Watching the wonderful censored English
My
dub.
parents wouldn't let me watch that when I was a kid.
Wait, why?
Oh,
What
it was
the fuck?
crazy.
Because it had like a parental advisory warning at the start, and they would see it and they wouldn't let
Oh
me
my
watch it.
god.
It was the same. It was the same way with me. I remember tuning on Adult Swim, and Bleach would be on there, and I wasn't allowed to watch Bleach for a long time.
You guys are no, okay. I was allowed to watch whatever I wanted as long as it didn't have any severe blood and gore.
But Aqua Teen Hunger Force and Squidbillies, I was able to watch for some reason. So
Wow, that was
that made sense.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anyways, so I think we should start talking about some Naruto. So, what were some likes and dislikes, guys? What
The
did you
animation
find
for
great
the
about
pain arc.
series? This is Manga Alert, though. We don't talk about anime.
I haven't
here.
seen
We talk
any
about
of the
manga.
Okay,
Naruto
I'm sorry. Okay, my bad. Probably the worst thing of the entire manga for me was his odd gay obsession with Sasuke.
Yeah.
The friendship, though, that's what kept Naruto going. That's what.
Okay, well,
kept
this
him-
isn't Fairy Tail, so
Well, it happened before Fairy Tail, so how can you say that? Are you saying Fairy Tail copied Naruto?
What?
yes, I am 100%.
Whoa. Paulo Gray confirmed here in the podcast. Here
But wait,
and
if
now.
Naruto copied Hunter x Hunter, then does that mean Fairy Tail copied both of them?
So that
Yes.
means Hunter x Hunter is the granddad of Fairy Tail.
But
And
didn't
Hunter x Hunter copied Dragon Ball, so
and didn't Dragon Ball copy Speed Racer? Astro
fucking
Boy?
know.
I don't know. Well, what came before
Here
that?
we go. Yeah,
I mean,
Boy.
we're getting into some speculation territory here. I don't want to go too far out. We gotta tone it down a little bit, Gear. We gotta center ourselves back into Naruto talk. So let's
I
talk
will
about
say,
Naruto.
So I haven't seen the anime. I only saw one clip from the anime, and this relates to the manga. Don't worry, but it was I just started reading the manga, and I only got into the manga like a year ago. I'm pretty new to Naruto, but it was right after like the first couple volumes with Zabuza and all them, And
Zabuza. Hang on.
Zabuza?
Can you say Hang on. Zabuza.
what? I don't know what to say all their names.
Zabuza?
Zabuza? What?
It's Zabuza.
Zabuza? Okay.
Zabuza. That's like some This is no offense to Jamaicans. Please put a spoiler warning in the video clip for my Jamaican impression, but Zabuza sounds like something a Jamaican would say. Not gonna lie, that was pretty terrible here.
But anyway,
Jesus.
Zabuza.
there's a scene where he runs up to a guy and cuts his head off or something, and I thought that was really cool. So I went to look it up in the anime. But all he does in that is just like push him off a bridge. He doesn't cut his head off, and I thought that was really lame. So I never watched any more of the anime.
No, yeah, that was during Shippuden when they were fighting. I guess they were fighting.
No, this was like the.
That was the
like
the
early
beginning
on in the
arc.
series.
I was thinking of Orochimaru, but I think that's one of the best. That's one of my favorite arcs is when they go to the Hidden Rain Village and they fight Zabuza. One of my favorite
Yeah,
moments.
that was great.
You mean the hidden mist?
Going kind of derailing from the point that I'm trying to make here, but favorite character is Kakashi hands down. Even though he sort of gets less badass in Shippuden, but in part 1.
Oh yeah, he was.
Remember when we thought Itachi and Kasame were the only members of Akatsuki? That was great.
Great.
I remember those days. Those were great.
Speaking of Kakashi and Zabuza, remember when he was basically torn to shreds during that arc?
Oh yeah.
That was
Yeah,
nice.
pretty much. And then it was censored in the normal broadcasts. I think they like blacked it out or something like that. They did
Yeah,
some
like-
stupid shit.
Like total Tokyo Ghoul style.
I couldn't even imagine if 4 kids got a hold of Naruto, what it would be like. Oh
Yeah,
my
because
god.
they like cut so much out of like they cut out a ton of One Piece. Like
Yeah.
Super Soakers. Yeah. Ooh.
And let's not forget that they would probably pull a M. Night Shyamalan and name everybody something different.
Their
my God.
excuse for adding Super Soakers in there was because there were too many Devil Fruit users. Yet in the East Blue story arc, there's maybe 4 Devil Fruit users that are introduced, so it made absolutely no
Right.
sense. Yeah. Anyways, wow, Naruto Part 1. Let's talk about that first because I mean I have to say in terms of shonen, Naruto Part 1 is probably one of the greatest places to start in terms of manga.
it is.
I
Yeah,
agree.
it's
I
very
agree.
good.
It-
Like I said, I was late getting into Naruto, so I'd read a bunch of stuff before it, but still, I really enjoyed Part 1.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, Part 1 Naruto is up there with the higher echelon of all shonen manga, in my opinion.
Yeah,
sure.
no, I agree with you. Yeah,
No,
very
it's
good.
just the amount of characters and the amount of just overall the whole concept of the ninja villages as well as the whole there's head ninjas and stuff like that and a whole ranking
Yeah.
system and everything like that. It gets you really pumped as well as by the time you get to the tuning exam arc, which may or may not be a reference to other tournament arcs in shonen, but what I don't
pretty much
understand
everything has
is
a tournament arc.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's sort of a shonen thing. It's like a thing that shonen is always known for, is to have a bit in the manga where it's just centered around a tournament arc. That's just something that shonen does. So,
Right.
anyways,
Well, in the original Naruto, in the first 27 volumes, you could also tell that Kishimoto really cared about his manga, and then volume 40-ish, you could tell he didn't. At
well,
all.
I'll agree to the extent of the writing, but as far as the artwork goes, his artwork definitely improved over the course of the 70 plus volumes that Naruto has been. I mean, there's just some really beautiful artwork in the Ninja War arc, which I think had sort of a really bad start, but had an okay finish. I mean, everyone sort of expected the whole Naruto and Sasuke rematch fight, which in Part 1 is amazing. I love that. I love that fight
Indeed.
so much. I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
The part 1 fight was just so gruesome. There was 3 instances in when you thought Naruto died, which was amazing, and all 3 of them.
For sure. And I mean, Shippuden, I didn't really get those feels until around the Pain arc. I mean, the first couple
Yeah,
of
same.
arcs were just kind of eh.
Yeah,
I guess around
it
that
took me
point
a while
when-
to get into it.
When, I guess, for me, I got, when he learned, his whole, combining jutsu elements with his Rasengan and then his wind chakra as well. The fight with Kakuzu was pretty good. I thought that was okay. And then after the pain arc hit, I was like, wow, I mean, you can't top that.
Like, and they didn't.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah, let's be fair here. The final arc was just kind of like, it was just a lot of promise, but empty promise at the end of the day.
Like, okay, in the last arc, there was a lot of hype moments, like Guy against Madara, all the older Kage getting revived. That was really dope. Like Gaara versus his father, I love that fight. But like the final fight, it just
with
Kaguya, it was a very fairy tale esque, and I feel this is going to be a meme in the manga community. Is the whole fairy tale bit? Is that it was very like, oh, with the power of friendship, we can take down our enemies, that kind of thing. You know, it was just like
that combined punch.
I wasn't feeling that
with
Kaguya
Sakura,
finish at all.
Like who gives a shit about Sakura? Why was she there? What?
Right?
For the Sakura fans, you know.
But they don't even end up together.
Yeah, that ship sailed.
But they all hoped.
Let's talk about the deaths. I mean, did anyone really feel anything with Neji dying? No? Maybe?
Yeah,
I
honestly,
sort of forgot about
I did.
Neji. I was like, oh, this guy, right?
I think out of
Neji... Sorry.
Out of all the characters that they could have taken out of the picture, I think Neji was probably the least relevant. He was already unrelevant in Shippuden in general, with the exception of like the very first arc when they're fighting. Sasori, that was his name. He got fucking beat.
Sasori?
Fucking beat by Sakura, and Granny Chio, the greatest MILF in all of Naruto.
Hey, don't mention MILFs. Taz will get kind of hot and bothered.
Well, Taz isn't going to be watching this podcast because it's all Naruto spoilers. So, yep. Anyways, what were you saying, Gear?
Tsunade is a pretty good MILF, I'd say.
Tsunade is bae, alright?
She's the best Hokage.
No, she's got a little too much in the front that I don't know what to do.
It's kind of a stretch if you would call her the best Hokage. In fact, I think she's probably the worst Hokage. But look-wise, she is probably the cutest.
We don't know how good a job Naruto did as Hokage.
We know
how good of a job he did in the bedroom.
We're talking about Naruto. Why don't we talk about Kakashi's long lifetime with being a Hokage? I think he was Hokage for like, what, 5-6 years?
Max? Yeah. Actually, not even that. He was Hokage for like 4 years because at the end, it was like, no, it can't be. Like, the timeline is fucked up because it's like 4 years after the end of Shippuden, yet Boruto was like 9.
Yeah, it really makes no sense.
I want to know how the Buddy's dog, Akamaru, was alive during the finale. I was like, what, haven't like 20 years passed? How the fuck is this dog still alive?
No, he is considerably
advanced
older,
medical
thankfully.
jutsu.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe
the only
dogs
explanation.
Pretty much.
I mean, if the cats in Fairy Tail live for 100 years, then I'm sure the dogs can.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. I was rereading it. They're like,
Jesus.
Oh, happy you're 100 years too young to get a girlfriend. I'm like, what the fuck? They ran for that long.
I'm not gonna go into too much Boruto territory here, but one of the things I really hated about the Naruto ending was the fact that they decided to ruin the whole kind of like rustic, old-fashioned style Japan look and put sci-fi
they got a bit more modern, didn't
in the background. Like, that was probably the dumbest thing that I could have seen in that whole entire series.
It's the same thing they did with The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra, and they made it look all modern.
Like,
I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I can't do it. I can't. Like, I don't like the look and I don't like the style of it because that's not what Naruto was.
I just don't understand how like technology advanced that far in those
in like
years.
less than 10 years. It's
like,
just crazy.
With Korra, I could understand because it was 66 years.
Right, which
But
isn't
with
as bad.
Naruto-
But Naruto is
is
like less than 10. Like, come on now. That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, and considering they had an entire what's the cityscape? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Skyline.
They had an entire whatever the fuck it's called. Jesus.
But anyways, going back full circle to part one. Favorite character by far, Kakashi.
We're so organized.
Kakashi is by far like his true colors in the whole Zabu, like the hidden Mist Village arc, is just like, oh my god, like he is a badass in that story arc. Like, you get this really cool villain, of course, Zabuza. He may not be in the arc for long, but in the amount of development that is shown, like the relationship between him and Haku and everything like that, they're only there for like what, like maybe 20 episodes and like 20 chapters in the manga, maybe less than that, like maybe like 15
I think they were around
chapters.
for like 3 volumes.
Like,
It's not
max.
long. Yeah.
The amount of development shown is just like the writing shows that the first couple of arcs in Naruto are just great. Like I can't
Yeah,
say
I
it
agree.
enough. Like part 1 Naruto is just excellent. It's great. But yeah, Kakashi's my favorite character. I don't know about you guys. Maybe you guys have any different characters.
Yeah,
that you
no,
guys like.
he's mine too. He became my favorite character very quickly, and it pretty much stayed that way.
For me, it'd be Jiraiya.
Oh, for
he's
sure.
also
Yeah,
great.
he's great too. I mean,
I kind of attached myself to him, not like the pervy sage part, but like the father figure
serious
part.
Jiraiya.
But the
yeah.
pervy sage part, that's the best.
Yeah, I know. But
A lot
like,
of his books make out
I don't know,
paradise.
yeah, they were. But I don't know why, but I kind of felt like he was like the grandfather of all the people, even though he didn't want to be. It was really weird. I don't really understand why I thought of that, but like his death was the one thing that destroyed me the most of the entire series.
For sure, there are so many emotional like deaths in Naruto, with the exception of like Neji, because I didn't feel anything when he died. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm sorry if there's any Neji lovers in the comments section of Manga Alert, but I'm gonna be honest. Didn't really care for Neji. I did like the fight in the Chunin exams though between him and Naruto. That was an epic fight, and that was kind of a high emotions fight. So I did like that. And his
But then we
development
got like
was
50
good.
volumes with no Neji.
But again,
and then
yeah,
all of a sudden
like
he dies.
Neji was just like he was gone in Shippuden. He was so irrelevant at that point. Like he was more relevant in part 1 Naruto I think he was featured more in part 1 Naruto than he was ever in Shippuden, which is the crazy.
Yeah, he had a final fight in part 1 with Kitamura.
Yeah, exactly. I mean that's what I'm saying. Like the development with Neji in part 1 was more than he was developed and fleshed out in part 2. Like he was just there. He was background character. I think what's her name? Tamari or not Tamari? Fangirl. What? Yeah.
Tamari.
Okay, so I was right. Okay, Tamari. Anyways, yeah. Whew. But yeah.
Where was you going with that?
No, I'm thinking of another character. I forget her name. She's part of Team Guy though. The weapon.
10-10?
Yes, 10-10. That's her.
10-10.
10-10 is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, but she's
Holy
irrelevant the
God.
whole entire series.
Yeah.
You want to talk about who else is irrelevant? Let's talk about fucking Kurenai, because she never pops up.
Nani?
Who?
Well, it's because she basically retired. She was having a child, so...
No, but in part 1 she wasn't, and like Team Kurenai was always kind of there, but like
It's kind of
Hinata
bad,
was, like,
honestly, her team. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
if we're being
yeah.
honest,
Kiba was the only really good character in there. Shino was
Bug
in the
guy.
background. He never talked. He was horrible. Yeah, Hinata like passed out every time she saw a fucking whisker on Naruto's face.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It's true.
It was just horrible. It was horrible. Kurenai's team would I would take a shitty Neji over
Dude,
Kurenai's
Neji
team.
fucking wrecked Hinata in the tuning exams. It wasn't even funny. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
oh my god.
I thought it was pretty fucked up, in my opinion.
I was sort of mad that they stepped in. Like, low-key Kakashi just, like, fucking grabs his hand, like, no, son. And he has his book in his hand, too, when he does it. I was like, damn, son.
Well, let's be honest. Kakashi and Guy back then were probably the strongest jonin in the village.
Kakashi
even
and
though we
Guy
didn't
was,
know.
oh my god. And going back to Shippuden, we'll go back to Shippuden now again, but, dude, the Guy fight in Shippuden was pretty lit in the final arc of Naruto.
Yeah.
When he finally opens up,
Yeah.
like, the last gate, like, my god, that guy's about to go freaking Super Saiyan, like, shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was
What the
lit.
fuck? He went Kaioken Super Saiyan. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, no, for sure. One of the better fights, honestly. That and the Kakashi and Obito fight. Hell of a better fight
Yeah.
compared to the final Kaguya fight. That was just
that was
trash.
shitty.
Like, there were so many fights leading up to that point that were better than the whole Kaguya fight in its entirety.
Were you guys surprised by Obito's reveal?
No, I knew it was Obito.
No, honestly, I expected it, to be honest with you.
Like even
It
though I was
had to have
like
been-
I had no idea. Like I didn't know what the story was. So but I mean from the beginning, like part 1 ends with like Obito's story, And I'm like, so why was that relevant? I wonder if it will ever come back. Oh, this guy has
And then-
hair, has similar hair to Obito. I wonder. And then I was like, oh,
Yeah.
what a thing, what a coincidence.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy how that works out.
Right. Foreshadowing game strong.
But yeah, no. So the Akatsuki was such a hyped moment in part one, and I was just so disappointed
Yes.
with their portrayal in part two. Like it was just like in part one they were just sort of shrouded in mystery. We'd only gotten like 2 or 3 confirmed members in the whole Akatsuki in the manga, and then finally when we got the portrayal of them in like the very first part of Shippuden, like oh man, they're taking all the Jinchuriki and they're like taking all their spirit beasts. And like they're killing them, and they're also killing Hokage and all this shit. And then Naruto steps in and just wrecks them. Honestly, like that's how it felt. Like the whole Kakuzu fight. He's getting like he's wrecking everybody. All right, and then Naruto, he's like, oh, I got this new jutsu combined with my wind energy or wind chakra and my Rasengan, and just one shot him. Fucking one shots him.
To
the
be
moment
fair,
he steps
he did
in,
miss like 2 times.
true, but the moment he hits him, it literally just one shots him. I mean, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
What
I
is
feel
this
like
fairy
that
tale?
was- well, I feel like that was Kishi. Like, I'm not trying to defend it because it was shitty, but I feel like that was his way of kind of foreshadowing how strong it was, kind of setting up the pain arc, even though it wasn't even used to kill Yahiko's body. It was just a regular old Rasengan.
Yeah, but I guess it makes up for the pain arc, which Shippuden I think did a great job with. And
Yeah.
between it takes me back to part one with the whole kind of emotions.
Yeah.
And then they do the dumbest thing, which pain arc would be a 10 out of 10, and it would be one of my favorite arcs in Shonen if it weren't for one thing, and that would be the whole revival bullshit. And that's like,
Yes.
Kakashi had this epic moment where he's like, all right, I have my dad, I'm with my dad, I'm talking with him, I'm coming to terms with myself, and like having all these emotions just pour out. And then, revival no jutsu, and then everyone's back again. Like,
Yeah. They should have
that
kept
screwed me up
Kakashi died.
so much.
Dead.
Yeah, that would have been.
Like, so many epic moments, and then that has to step in and just
Yeah.
even
That was-
Hinata had some redemption moments, but with that, it's like a 9 out of 10 for me still. But
Right. Yeah.
man, when Naruto goes savage mode with like lets the Nine Tails take over, he fucked over Pain so bad. It was hilarious.
Hell yeah.
It was so hilarious, some of those moments. But yeah, what about least favorite characters? I want to hear this because I think
Oh, shit.
there are just a
Okay.
plethora of some characters that we just hate.
Fucking Sakura. Sakura was just ugh.
Okay, well,
Like she doesn't. Ugh. I mean, she sort of was around in part 1, but like she was barely in part 2 and didn't do anything useful like at all, except for that one time in the beginning. I think
she
did
broke the
something.
ground, and that was about it. After that, she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
You know."
I think it was
Yeah, but and then she does the punch on the final
Yeah.
villain at the end, and yeah.
I think it was so funny what Kishimoto did. Honestly, like they hyped her in the beginning of part 2, like, oh, Sakura's now useful.
Yeah, because like wasn't she like the first person Naruto ran into
Yeah,
after the
and
time
let's be
skip
honest.
or something? And
Well, when they did that,
Let's be honest. When you first see Sakura, you're like, "Hell yeah," because she looks really good, and then she
yeah, but
yeah, they did the bell test and against Kakashi again from when they were just kind of starting out, and they just wreck Kakashi
Which-
and they go about their business. But
yeah.
yeah, no,
and like I wouldn't have that
Sakura
much.
is still useless.
I wouldn't have that much of a problem with Sakura, but she's like pretty much hyped as one of the main characters. She's like on all the box sets and all the volume covers. I'm like, but she doesn't do
Right.
anything. What?
Kakashi is more of a main character by the end of the at the end of Naruto than really Sakura was in the series in general.
Definitely.
She was there to say, and you can go ahead and insert bullshit video clip here, is Sakura, I love you, Naruto. That was such a
Right.
fucking bullshit moment in the series. Like, oh my god.
Oh, was that
get
when
the
they were
fuck
like
outta
trying
here.
to
That
trick
was
him or
during
something?
the
and-
Five Kage Summit when
Yeah,
they were trying to
Sakura.
capture Sasuke and all that shit.
Yeah, that was bullshit. I was
Yeah.
like, Sakura, what? Stop.
And like Naruto immediately caught pneumonia.
Naruto was like, bitch, you love Sasuke. Get the fuck out of here.
As far as my least favorite character, disregarding like every female in Naruto,
Sexist.
I would honestly have to say my least favorite is probably Nagato because of the fact that he did the revival no jutsu. Like that ruined his entire character for me. Yeah,
Really? I don't know.
like I don't know, like he was
Like, I get where you're
he
coming
was a
from,
good
but
character. No, he wasn't the best, and he's definitely not the worst, but he is my least favorite. If I had to say the worst
Okay.
character, again disregarding all the female characters in Naruto, I'd probably have to say either Suigetsu or Karin because they're both horrible. Probably mostly Karin because she's just a Sasuke girl, but again disregarding all the female characters.
Sasori for me takes the cake. I mean, if you get killed by fucking Sakura, I think you get a new level of just pure shittiness. Not only was his character just fucking pathetic, but puppet jutsus were so fucking uncool to begin with. Again, if there's any Sasori fanboys in the comments section, I'm sorry.
Probably
Your
not.
favorite character is
Or
shit.
Kankuro.
Anyways, going back to the main topic at hand, that's basically our least favorite characters for you. So anyways, what's going on, guys? Any Naruto news that we want to talk about?
Besides the
Maybe
really
the-
shitty sequel that seems to be going around, no.
Boruto series?
Like, I haven't looked at anything for Boruto, but I'm so disinterested in it. I'm like, but
Okay, let me
what the fuck?
let me tell you
Okay.
something.
It's not even being made by Kishimoto, right? It's another guy making
It's
it.
quote unquote
It's basically-
supervised by him.
Kishimoto basically like has absolutely no he has like 20% like influence on what goes on in that series.
Yeah.
Like it's
But he
literally
probably
the
doesn't give a
editors and
shit.
another person doing it.
He probably doesn't give a shit. He's just collecting that paycheck.
Pretty much.
Mhm.
Pretty much.
Naruto is a cash cow. I mean, compared to Bleach
Yeah.
and what they fucking did to Bleach, like
Oh god. Oh, poor Bleach.
they really screwed over Kubo. Like I feel
Yeah.
so bad for that man. Like it's not even
I
funny.
know.
Like he
I mean,
was like
at
I
least
didn't
give
even
him-
want. He's like I didn't even want to make an arc after the events of the Soul Society arc, and they just
Wait,
like were
really?
like here we.
Yeah, that was how he was gonna end it.
He was gonna stop it after Soul Society, and then once he was offered to do more, like the editors were like, "Oh, you need to do another arc," and so the whole Espada arc came into play,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Okay, I'm done." And then they're like, "No, we need you to come back because it's so popular right now." At the end of Volume 48, Bleach was on top of the world. All right, it was big three.
Yeah.
It was considered to be the big three, one of the best sellers in Japan at the time. There was no Attack on Titan or Fairy Tail or any of the other shit that was out at the time. And then he started the full Bring arc, and ratings started to go down. That's when the anime got canceled, and then he pushed for another story arc. And then close to the end, editors were like, "Okay, you need to wrap it up."
Yeah, like that was such bullshit. Oh my
Like,
god.
and just gave
honestly,
him like one big fuck over. Like, come on now.
if Bleach had ended at the Soul Society arc and like obviously had a bit of a different conclusion, it would have been like fucking a masterpiece. It would have been.
Yeah. Well, like
Insane.
I consider it to be top 10 shonen arcs of all time. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
let's
definitely.
Just put it simply
Like,
that. I
it's
mean,
amazing.
like if you wanted to get into Bleach, like it'd be super easy because the first 1 to 21 volumes of the series are absolutely fantastic. Like you can't go wrong
Unless
with
you're
that.
Taz, who thinks it's shit.
Well, he only read like volume 1, so like I don't get how you can get a review off of volume 1, but unless it's like Future Diary or Platinum Man. But then
did you guys know that he actually wrote the ending of Bleach and actually sent it out and it was printed? But they pushed him like when at the end of the second arc when Rukia quote unquote disappears and he can't see her anymore, he loses his powers. That was how he was going to end the series. and then
Well, that was at the end of Volume 48
Yeah.
with like the whole Aizen fight and
Yeah.
everything like that. Like you could have wrapped the series
that
up there.
like that
all
was
right?
the
yeah,
Aizen-
for
perfect
sure.
ending.
There's no ascending of a god because Aizen essentially he became a god by the end of Bleach. Okay,
Yeah.
like there's no ascending that. But wait, I mean, you realize that? Oh wait, this is Naruto cast. Can't go into spoilers. Anyways, going back to Naruto now. Let's go ahead
No, it's a Bleach,
and
okay.
go back to Naruto because. I'm a fan of Shonen. I love Bleach and I love Naruto in their own little ways. Like I don't consider them to be like top 10, maybe top 20, but not top 10. As far as Shonen goes, they're definitely heavily recognized, and I definitely put them there in my top 10 Shonen mangas of all time. But anyways, going back to Naruto. So we talked about our favorite characters, least favorite characters, favorite arc. Let's talk about that.
And all of Naruto or just part 1?
All of Naruto.
For me, honestly, it's probably the Chunin exams, I guess. Like, I just really love that shit.
As far as the most hype goes, yes, Chunin exams is definitely up there. Like, because I mean,
Like-
you get so many new characters and like so many new techniques, and then also
and
just
the
that.
fights, just watching all of them fight using their powers, it was all awesome. And I love the twist at the end with what's his face showing up and killing the
The Hokage, Orochimaru versus Sarutobi Sensei, third Hokage, whatever you want to call him.
Shit. And I like how Shikamaru was like the one guy to advance, and he was the one dude who what I can't remember how
Shikamaru
this
was
fight
like the
ended.
king of lazy writing. Like I feel like Kishimoto just wanted a character like where he could just pour like no like effort in, and so that's Shikamaru for you. Like no. Like, you could just tell by the dialogue, like, he just doesn't care. And I love that so much. It's so great.
Yeah, because didn't, like, in Shikamaru's fight, didn't he, like, drop out or something? I can't remember how that ends.
Yeah, he was about to win, and then he's like, I forfeit.
And then he's the only one who advances or something.
Because he shows leadership potential, basically, is how they worded it. And speaking of which, Naruto was basically a Guinean for, like, 10 years.
Yeah. Which, in the anime, he was given the rank of Jonin, but it was anime only.
Yeah, some bullshit.
Yeah.
Crap like that. There was actually a Chunin exam filler arc in Shippuden, which I found to be hilarious, where
Especially
he fights...
Konohamaru.
He fights Konohamaru in that, and I just found that to be super funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
Going back to least favorite characters, I really hate Konohamaru as well.
fuck that kid.
Yes.
I think he's a shit character as well.
Surprisingly,
he's that character from Fairy Tail who wants to copy Natsu.
Romeo.
If you know who I'm talking
Yeah.
about, yeah, he's that but worse.
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, indeed.
But yeah, so favorite arc for me, if I had my nostalgia glasses on, it would be the very first arc. It would be the Hidden Mist arc because Zabuza, hands down, like you introduce a villain in just like 5 chapters, and he becomes obviously one of my favorite villains in the entire arc. That
he's
does
like the best,
for me.
one of the best villains in the series. I mean,
So I mean, just right there for me is nostalgic wise, hands down. But I'm gonna go with the cliche choice, Pain arc, hands down. Jiraiya is one of my favorite characters of all time, top 5 as well. His death was handled very well. Emotionally, I feel like there were so many feelings going on during that arc. Like I couldn't even really differentiate the two. So, Pain arc was great. Fights were amazing. Characters were really cool. Outside of the one bullshit thing that happened in that arc, hands down favorite arc. So, definitely for me that arc.
For me, I'm actually going to pick a mini arc, which is Jiraiya the Gallant, which is actually his investigation of the hidden rain for Pain and the arc that he dies.
Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah, so that was like kind of like the whole backstory arc.
Yeah.
So,
That was my.
but yeah, no, that was interesting. For sure, Jiraiya is a good character. I mean, the moment like he got introduced in really part 1 was like really cool because like the whole Rasengan training, I wasn't bored during that part of the manga. I don't know about you guys, but like I feel like that would have been one of the boring moments of the series. I thought it was actually pretty lit. Probably because I was so young when I read that arc, but I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
And then when he finally lands a hit on what's his face, Orochimaru's bitch, I forget his name.
Kabuto?
Yeah,
oh my god,
Kabuto.
Kabuto.
That was pretty funny, not gonna lie. It was pretty funny. Kabuto's like, you're fucking weak, and then he's like, Rasengan! Boom! And just like fucking pile drives him through a fucking rock. That was so epic.
Oh yeah.
Going off the
Anyways.
track, actually, real quick. This is gonna go into the movies, but honestly, the great, I know it's horrible.
Ugh.
Honestly, the greatest Rasengan I ever saw was in the first movie when he at the
The
very
rainbow.
yeah
the
at the
rainbow
very end, like not even the rainbow
Oh.
part, just the fact that he spun really fast and slammed into the ice. I laughed my ass off, so bad.
Definitely.
Yeah, I've never seen the movies. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, good because you don't
I've
need
watched
to.
I watched the first movie, and you don't need to watch the movies. They're probably they're some of the worst anime movies I've watched.
Yeah,
and
indeed.
yeah, definitely not. I mean, I think the Bleach movies are better than them, to be honest.
Well, some of the Bleach movies are actually good. So
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So
All right, least favorite arcs.
oh god. For me, it'd be the Kazekage rescue arc, which is the first arc in Shippuden.
yeah,
Honestly,
that was pretty bad.
Yeah, I'd go with that too, because basically I took a long break after reading part 1. I waited a couple months, then I started part 2, and it took me forever to get into it, because it was just I was like,
no
what
one
the
could.
fuck, this is so lame. I don't give a shit about Gaara.
Gaara is like not even like I hated Gaara in part 1. I thought like
He was a
I was
douchebag.
like
What?
I was
Dude,
rooting
Gaara.
for basically Team Guy all the way. Like that fight was fucking lit, like definitely. But like the way Gaara won that fight was so bullshit, honestly. Anyways,
I will agree with that. The way he won was bullshit, but I thought Gaara was a really awesome character just because he was so fucking insane.
I don't know what it was with Naruto.
I
and
thought-
just
I thought his
edgy,
powers were
emo, like quiet type people. Like I have this dark
It's always
past,
the quiet one.
death, and everything, and everyone hates me. My existence is useless. That kind of bullshit. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like with your
Legit.
emo bullshit.
I think it was just Kishimoto having a thing with like really tall, dark, silent, brooding guys.
Yeah, Sasuke and Gaara were pretty good examples of that.
Yep.
Like, goddamn.
Oh yeah.
Dark hair, eyeshadow.
He loved his eyeshadow. That's for damn
does.
sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that. The whole like rescue arc was so fucking drawn out. It was so bad. Between the lame Akatsuki fight for one that happened in that arc, that was just a joke. And then also with the death of Granny Chio, which you really couldn't form any sort of sympathy for at the same time. Like that's probably the best moment in the arc is when she does die. Not gonna lie, like in an emotional sense, like it probably. And there was that moment where Gaara was dead but wasn't dead, and then
Yeah.
anyways, unless you're a Gaara fan, I don't think that arc has any redeeming qualities whatsoever. It's just sort of a piss poor beginning first arc.
Well, speaking
Yeah.
as a Gaara fan, I think it was still fucking horrible. So
There you go.
All right, well you heard it here, folks. Gaara fans don't even like it. All right. So those were our least favorite arcs, least favorite characters. I think we covered just about every single territory. that we
Do
can
final
give.
scores now.
So I think we should do final score, final verdict of Naruto. Once again, Gear, please insert Beverly Hills with some Rasengan clips.
Fuck you, Jesus. God.
Oh no, I'm very serious. I'm gonna give Naruto, and I'm grading it as a whole, not part 1, part 2. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I think it was a series that started off very strong, did a great job introducing us to the characters in the story arcs, as well as also introducing some just really cool shonen elements. It stands at the top for a reason of being part of the big three. It sold well for a reason, and it still to this day is recognized for how influential it is. I mean, you see kids running in the hallway Naruto style. That says something.
And
mean,
I do think it deserves the popularity, because I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So Naruto for me gets an 8 out of 10. Gonna get one of my badass seals of approval because it's definitely one of the best shonens. If you're just starting manga collecting or just reading manga in general, start with Naruto, like
Yeah.
because it has a lot of elements that you'll see carry over into other series as well as just shonen in general. Like just so many influential things in that for sure.
Yeah. And I'd give it an 8 too. I mean, I pretty much agree with everything you said. You know, it's a fantastic series for the most part. Like I'd say if I were to grade both the parts separately, I'd give part 1 a 9 and part 2 a 7, just because part 2 has a few lame parts. But yeah, overall, it's really fantastic and definitely worth getting. And if the length of the series scares you, I mean, it's not. It doesn't even take very long to read. Like I used to be able to blow through several volumes in a day. So I mean,
Well, it's a let's see, what is it? A 72 volume series?
yeah, doesn't feel like it. It feels quite
Well,
short.
part one felt like, because of how good it was, like it felt like it could have gone on forever. But
Yeah.
it was only 27 volumes, which is like a fraction of what Shippuden is. So
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10, just because Shippuden's ending was god awful. That drug it down so bad for me. Like the first part of Shippuden and the ending of Shippuden, if that was all it was, it'd be like a 3 out of 10 for me. It was god awful. So, but it does deserve its popularity for a reason. It is still one of the greatest shonen manga of all time, and it will always be one of the greatest shonen manga of all time.
hmm
Like when I was a kid, I was one of those little nerds running around with a fucking headband on and my arms behind my back because I thought that would make me run faster. So it definitely made an impact on me. I don't know about changing my life like everyone else says it does, but it definitely made an impact. It definitely helped me in ways that I don't think any series did.
Yeah, it's fair to say. All right. Well, that pretty much wraps everything up for tonight. Thank you guys once again for joining us. Once again, joined by Apollo Graye. Thank you for joining us tonight here on the podcast. It was great having you. Maybe we can get you on for the Bleach cast, seeing as Taz probably won't be back for that one as well. So
I would love to be here, but if I'm gonna be here, I need to reread because
I'd kind of like to
you better
debate
watch out.
Taz on why he doesn't like Bleach. I gotta put him
Like,
on
I
the
would like to
spot.
get Taz in here for like 5 minutes and then just kick him out of the call
Yeah,
and
there
be
we
like,
go.
hey.
honestly, I asked him the same question, and he said it was the same reason why he didn't like My Hero Academia, which is crazy. He
The
said it was
fucking
because
artwork in Bleach is just so good. Like, I don't
I
know
know,
how
right?
you can argue with
I
that.
know,
Like Kubo
it's
can
so-
draw dark or just like black voids like amazingly. I don't
Yeah.
know. That might not make any sense, but like if you just looked at it visually, it looks really nice. So
yeah, it's not just black; it actually has depth to it.
for sure. Anyways, thank you guys once again. We're not going to be doing an aftercast tonight because it's late. We both work. All of us here work, and we're tired as fuck. But anyways,
yeah, I work
join us
super hard. Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially our Canadian friend over here. Maybe he'll go on hiatus sometime soon, but he's gonna read JoJo Part 4, so we'll see how it goes. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. Take it easy. Peace out.
See you, fam.
Peace.